Everybody, welcome back to my channel. A desperate mom pleads for help for her son. Now, I'm going to summarize a story that's been trending on social media, in particular on Twitter. Although it was initially posted on Instagram and it went viral there and even more viral on Twitter. Now, the story is concerning the mother of the child who's been relaying a story and her concerns, essentially just a plea for help for her son. So this is Lesego Pase, who I refer to as Lesego, believes that her baby's father, Duna Oberon, the father of her child, killed their son. Now, Lesego recalls receiving a call from Duna, the father of the child, as I've mentioned, informing her that their son was in danger and that paramedics had been dispatched to help. So upon inquiry, Lisero learns that her son had a near drowning experience in the baby's father's estate in the swimming pool and that he needed emergency help. Now, Lesego claims that the baby daddy said that no, everything is fine. The two helpers that were here were pulled out the child from the swimming pool. But Lesego says that because of like their toxic relationship, the toxic relationship between her and the baby daddy, and just like this very intense dispute over custody of their son, her first inclination was to call the police. Now, Lesego says that the closest hospital and emergency line, whilst she was waiting for the police to respond to a call, was a hospital that she called as well to just find out if her son was there. And she says that she was informed that there was no documentation of a near drowning incident. And so she says that she suddenly just had this fear and doubting the story that the baby daddy had, told her. Now, she says that she called her baby daddy and wasn't really getting the responses that she would like to get. His responses were vague, and she then tried to call another person who's friends with the baby daddy. She also couldn't get many details from him as well. She says later on she called again, and because she'd just been calling the baby daddy wanting answers. She says that then the phone was answered by a white man who said that he was head of security in the estate, and told her that the baby has passed away, the son has passed away. Now, Lesego says that the baby daddy informed her that, the baby, although was swiftly removed from the pool, but he has now been deceased, he's not been declared dead. And so it claimed that they are paramedics and emergency services who are also at home now, who are just like not investigating, but attending to the scene. Now, Lesego says that she just kept calling and just wanting answers. Again, she's not getting the responses and the answer or clarity from the father of exactly what happened, because for her, nothing makes sense anymore. And she says that her baby daddy just appeared very casual and was not able to give direct answers. And, said that, so then Lesego was like, she has her family who is now, at the estate and needing access to now, attend to the crime scene as well, because she's away and she's not able to be there herself physically. And that's when still they were not getting access to the home. The baby daddy was declining them access, and she says that because she had called the police, now the police eventually showed up at the home, at the baby daddy's father's home, or the baby daddy's home, but Lesego was not able to speak to them. So when she would call the baby daddy and say, please, can I give them the phone so I can speak to them, she couldn't speak to them. And says that it was just so strange. Lesego also tried to call the the grandmother of the son of the deceased son, who is the baby daddy's mother. And the baby daddy's mother was also like, was unaware that the child had died, and even told the baby daddy's sister at that precise moment about what Lesego was saying, and that she even became even more alarmed because of that. And the baby daddy was just like saying that Lesego needs to meet them at the graveyard because he was going to bury their child on the 25th, which was on Friday, which happens to be the baby daddy's birthday. And so it was just, for her, all of this is not making sense. Her family has not been allowed access. She's not been able to, when she inquires if the two nannies who were attending to the child, who were supposed to be looking after the son, if they had been questioned by the police, it seems that they have not been questioned by the police. She's just not getting responses, and because of her being so far away, she has not been able to be at the scene. But her family has been wanting access, has been at the gate at the estate and not being allowed in. And so all of this obviously just raises questions. And she says that it is, the way in which Duna was about this whole situation, he seemed very relaxed and not bothered, and all of this just raised alarms for her, and wasn't sure what exactly is going on. Now later on, so this lady has been posting, there was a time where she just went quiet, and people were asking themselves, like, what's going on now, and if all of us essentially just hoping that the son is okay, because at that point it wasn't very clear if indeed the child had passed away, because it seems that their relationship was very bad, and that Lesego was fearing even going to the baby daddy's home, even in general, because it seems that there'd been cases of abuse, just it seems that way because of how fearful she claims that she was of going there, and kept saying that, I hope this is not one of your ways of you trying to get me to come there, and so since the initial post, after that first string of posts that she made, she's revealed that according to the paramedics, her son was found dead facing up in his bedroom. So it's not a case of accidental drowning or drowning at all, and that the two helpers who were in the house, or who were employed to look after the son, had not given statements on what truly happened to Lesego's son. And Lesego claims that her son was being sexually abused by his father, and claims that there was a time when, her son, was still an infant, that Nduna, the baby daddy, wanted to take the child to a village in Limpopo to perform a ritual, and the child was now set to be buried. Initially it was 2, and then it eventually moved to 4, at which time Lesego informed the baby daddy that she's applying for an interdict to stop the funeral from going on, because she's not there, but also, why be in such a hurry to bury their son without actually getting exactly what happened and knowing what happened. And so it seems that she had gotten the interdict, but by the time she went to the burial site, the son was already buried. The baby daddy just ignored all of the pleas from her to stop the funeral and just went ahead and buried their son, right? And so this is a mom who's just like devastated, understandably devastated. And, the nation, people on Twitter that are talking about this, it is such a sad and tragic story where we're all just asking ourselves, like, what's going on? In my opinion, this really seems like something is going on. It would not make sense. I imagine if, who would want to bury their child without the mom being present? it shouldn't matter what's going on, what the relationship is between, the parents. But for a child to be buried without their mother, that is very dodgy, and without the other side of the family as well, because it would seem if the Lesegos family was not allowed in the estate to come and see the body and just be around and just like know what's going on, then they were certainly not at the funeral, it seems. So now, why do all of that? What's the rush? Why be quick to bury a child? And it's such a tragic thing. I think normal people, usually, that's not how they process things. That's not how they do things, and it's just very tragic. It's a story that, for a lot of people, as I've expressed on social media, a lot doesn't make sense. And other people have just speculating that there is definitely some ritual and sacrifice. Maybe the son has been sacrificed by the baby daddy, because we know, unfortunately, we live in a world where people do that, where people intentionally sacrifice their own blood for wealth. And I really do hope that Lesego gets justice for her son. I really do hope that they can exhume the body as soon as possible and get the body examined and the truth known, and just like, so they can get to the bottom of this, because nothing is normal about this. Nothing, absolutely nothing is normal about this. And if the son was indeed also being sexually abused, I think the son was 2 years old. So you can imagine like a 2-year-old son, little boy, just being sexually abused. It seems that the son truly went through quite a lot in the short life that he lived, and it's just so unfortunate. I truly hope that the story doesn't die down, and we'll keep reporting on this. I hope it doesn't die down, and I hope that we get the answers. This is now in the public interest. A life was lost, a small, little life was lost, an innocent life was lost. And surely there should be more answers than all of these questions that are, hanging. Please let me know what you think, guys. What do you think of this whole story? Let me know in the comment section, and please do subscribe and like and share this video, and subscribe to the channel.